Frank Merriwell was a fictional hero from over a century ago. A student at Yale, he was the all-around gentleman athlete, given to great achievement and impossible feats, and solved mysteries at the same time. Robert Gardner was the real Frank Merriwell. Born in Hinsdale, he was a real student at Yale, an all-around gentleman athlete given to great achievement and impossible feats. Twice, he won the U.S. Amateur. He was a college freshman when he won the Amateur the first time, in 1909. He was only 19 when he beat two-time champion H. Chandler Egan in an all-Chicago final at Chicago Golf Club. At the time, Gardner was the youngest winner of the National Amateur. He remained its youngest winner for 85 years, until Tiger Woods came along. 3 years later, he won another national championship, the National Intercollegiate Pole Vault Championship. Gardner, in the days of cinder tracks and bamboo poles, vaulted 13 feet 1 inch, not only winning the title, but setting a world record in the process. Track and field, however, was a mere interlude. Gardner never left golf. He took a second U.S. Amateur title in 1915, coming from behind to beat John Anderson 5-4 in the 36-hole final match. The following year, he lost to eventual champion Chick Evans at Marion.
In addition to being a terrific golfer and a great athlete, I think he was a fine gentleman. And he made many contributions to golf outside of playing and to the community.
And then Robert Gardner was off to war. After serving as a lieutenant in a field artillery unit in France, he returned to the States in peacetime and to his growing brokerage business and his part-time hobby of golf. And that soon took him back across the pond to the British Amateur and ultimately to the championship match of 1920 at Muirfield against Cyril Tolley. Gardner led after 18 holes, trailed by 3 holes with 4 to play, rallied to square the match, and didn't surrender until Tolley rolled in a 12-foot birdie putt on the 37th hole.
Robert Abbey Gardner came along and established himself. And as far as on Lindsay is concerned, he's really the best golfer that's ever been a member here. And I know you don't ever want to mix periods, but I think you can do it. I think he rates is by far the best golfer that has ever been a member of Lindsay Club.
In 1921, he again made the U.S. Amateur Final, losing to Jesse Guilford at the St. Louis Country Club. And his national reputation, he also captured 3 CDGA championships, brought him nominations to the first 4 U.S. Walker Cup teams. The final 3 times, Gardner was the playing captain, in charge of a group that included Bobby Jones, Chick Evans, Francis Ouimet, and Max Marsden. Gardner fit right in, compiling a 6-2 record over the 4 matches, in which the Americans triumphed all 4 times. Oh, and following a precedent he set at Yale, he also formed a Walker Cup Glee Club. That would have been a lifetime's worth of thrills even for a Frank Merriwell, but Robert Gardner was not finished. While he had left the pole vault far behind, golf was not his only sporting pursuit in adulthood. He also found the game of rackets interesting. By now you know Robert Gardner did nothing halfway. The years he was Walker Cupping, Gardner set about becoming a champion racket player and did so. In 1924, he won the Western Singles title, and 2 years later, with Howard Lynn, his wingman, captured the National Doubles Championship. A champion golfer, a champion track star, a champion racket player. He was president of the CDGA, a longtime USGA vice president, and active in civic affairs as well as in club life at Hinsdale, Onwensia, Shore Acres, and Old Elm. All the while, never once considering a professional golf career, even though he had the game for it. And everybody knew it.
To this day, I think if you go back in amateur history in the Chicago era, he probably rates as #1. I can't talk about Chick Evans because I don't know, but my guess is that Robert Abbey Gardner would rate with the very top of them.
Tommy Armour once said of Robert Gardner, "Some players seem to be born with the faculty of fine coordination. There is Bob Gardner, for example. Although he played only intermittently, he still compiled subpar scores. He was regarded as a great natural golfer. The stuff of fiction? Not Robert Gardner. He was as real as they come."